Friends, now in this video I am going to record a macro. In the previous video, as we already discussed, we have designed an application where in the sheet number 1 I have the form, in the sheet number 2 I have the register. I also repeated all the labels from sheet number 1 to sheet number 2. So now in this video we are going to understand that how we can record a macro and how we can assign that macro to a buttons of save, print or print preview. Right here we start it, and make sure that you have activated developer tab in your Excel application, and by default which is not available on the ribbon bar. And to activate the developer tab, you just go to file and go to options and go to again custom ribbon, and you need to activate the developer tab. Simply enable developer, and that's it. Now the developer tab has been activated. And now here, before recording a macro, I'm going to fill a sample data. And let's take an example. I'll be adding the first admission number, that is 20,001, and enter. Now you can see here I have filled some sample information. After filling the sample information, make sure you have activated your cursor on admission number, and then I'll go to register. Even in the register also, make sure you have activated your cursor, that is in admission number. And before recording a macro, first I want to make you understand on some rules of macros and before recording. And you can see here, if you go to the developer tab, here we have the option of recording macro, and then you have the option of use relative references. Use relative references when you are going to copy paste the data from one cell to another cell. To memorize the address, before moving from one cell to another cell, you need to activate use relative references, so that Excel will memorize from which cell to jump to which cell. That is the most important thing. So after completing admission number, to move from admission number to date, make sure you need to tell Excel to move from admission number to date, and while shifting from admission number to date, you need to activate use relative references, so that Excel will understand the data that is shifting from A to cell to B to cell. And that is the first rule. And the second rule is that at the time of copying and pasting the data, you don't directly paste the data, because in the form, in the sheet number 1, in some cells we have used the data validation, in some cells we have used the even data listing validation, in some cells we also use the formula. So if you do a normal copy paste, it is going to repeat the same validation in register as well. So in the sheet number 1, whatever data you have, you need to just copy only the values. You don't need to copy paste the validations and all the rules again. So just make sure your cursor is activated in the form, in the admission number, even in register sheet also admission number. The second rule is that while shifting from one cell to another cell, you need to activate relative references. And the third rule is that at the time of copy paste, you need to copy paste only the value. Now here I am going to activate the form number, form sheet, and I'll be going to the developer tab. I'll be clicking on record macro, and this is for the first time I'm recording a macro in this Excel. So it is going to show you by default the name as macro 1. You also can change the name. Here I'll be adding, let's say student data macro 1. I'll be clicking on OK. Now here the macro is being recorded, and whatever activities you are going to do right now, Excel will keep a record of all the activities, and that will be converted into a program using a tool of macro. So if you click on date, it will be memorizing date as well. So you don't shuffle anywhere except the from form to the register. So now here what I want is from admission number, I'm going to press Ctrl+C, copy, and I'll go to the register, and here I need to paste only the value, because if I do normal copy paste in admission number, we already applied the data validation rule of 20,000 to 25,000. So it will be copy pasting the same rule. You don't do that. Right click on it and go to the second option, paste only values. And after completing admission number, to shift from admission number to date, you activate relative references, activate and go to date cell. After coming to date cell, you can deactivate relative reference. Now what we required here, we required the date. So go to form and click on the date and Ctrl+C for copy, and go to register and right click on it and simply click here as paste values. And that's it. Again, to shift to name, activate relative reference and click on name, and deactivate relative reference and go to form. And what we require now, we require the name, copy, go to register and right click and go to paste values. Again, to shift to a mobile number, activate relative reference, shift to mobile number, deactivate relative reference and go to form and collect the mobile number, Control C for copy and go to register and right click and again paste values. And after that, again to shift to a course, relative reference activate, go to course and stop relative reference and go to form. And what we required here, we require the codes, copy codes, go to register, right click, paste values, activate relative reference, shift to fees and stop relative reference, go to form, click on the fees, copy. In the fees we have the formula, right? If you do a normal copy paste, it will be copy pasting the formula. You don't do that. Copy the 3500, go to register, right click and only paste values. And after that, again activate relative reference, shift to fees received and stop the relative reference. Now what we required? We required a fees received. Go to form, click on fees received, copy, go to register, right click and paste values and go to relative reference, fees due, stop relative reference, go to form, fees due, copy, register, right click, paste. And to shift to timings, activate relative reference, shift to timings, stop reference, go to form and the timings are here, copy, go to register, right click, paste and activate relative reference, then go to address and stop relative reference. Now what we required here, we required the address and go to form, address, copy, go to register, right click on address, paste to value. Then again activate reference, go to country, stop reference, go to form, select country, Control C copy, go to register, right click, paste values, activate reference, go to state, relative reference, stop. And now what required? We required the state, go to form, state Andhra Pradesh, copy, go to register, right click and go to paste values and activate relative reference, go to city and stop the reference. Again go to form and then again select city, copy, go to register, city, paste. After completing the complete row, after completing all these, after doing all the row, again click on relative reference, click on relative reference and click on, after completing the complete row till end, you need to keep your cursor again on in the +1 row of the admission number, then stop the reference, so that Excel will understand after completing first row to go to +1 cell and stop the reference. Next you come back to form, and after copy pasting all the data from form to register, it is not mandatory to have to display in the sheet number 1. So again you can remove the data in sheet number 1. So I will be erasing the address, I will be erasing the mobile number, I will be erasing the name of the student, I will be erasing the date, I will be erasing the admission number. Just remove all the unnecessary personal information from the form and then make sure you have keep your cursor in admission number. Then you click on stop recording. Now whatever you have recorded, that is successfully recorded in a macro. To check that, you can simply go to the developer tab and click on macros, and there is only one macro. You click on edit. So when you click on edit, this is what all that our activities has been recorded and converted into a program, and that's it. That's a complete macro. Now here what I'll do is I close this. So just to make you understand, I'll enter another sample data. I'll be going here right now as 20,000 and And after entering all this data, now here I don't want to copy paste from form to register manually once again, because whatever my previous activities are already recorded, I'll be connecting to a button. This time I'm not going to do the same copy paste once again. So what I'll do here, I'll go to insert, I'll click on the same button, I'll go to insert tab, I'll be clicking on insert button, I'll be dragging a button here, and this is the button, and I'm going to connect to a, and I'll be selecting existing macro, that is student macro 1. Simply select it and click on OK. That macro button 6 has been created. Right click and click on edit text, and here I'm going to change this as save. So whatever student macro has been recorded, I have connected that student mark with the button of save. And here I'm going to add another button. I click on insert, I'll go to form, I'll be dragging here, and this is the button where I'm going to click on. Now here for this button 7, I'm not going to select the old macro, that is student macro 1. Now here I'm going to click on new, and click on new. Here it is giving me a chance to add the new one, and here I'm going to add a code for, a print preview, and for that I need to type here as, here I'm going to type as active sheet dot print print previewable. That's it. Active sheet dot print preview, and click on save and OK, and that will be activated for print preview. Here I right click on it, I'll go to edit text, I'll be changing the name as print preview, and here I'm going to add another button, that is I think the button number 8. That will be, I'll go to insert, I'll be clicking on button, I will be writing the button name as, right click, I'll go to again new, I'll be writing code here for print directly, and the code is active window dot selected sheets dot print. Printout is coming here. Simply select printout, and again click on save, and then save. Now here I have added this is that is button number 7, which is actually known as active sheet dot print preview, and the button number 8 is actually given for active window dot selected sheets printout directly. I click on save and then close. Here I have the button number 8. I also can rename, right click and go to edit text, and here I'm going to add the display text as print directly. So here I have the button as well. So